What's good, peeps? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Someone left a comment on one of my videos. I think it was a Tyson Fury video. This is like a couple of hours ago, and said, Ade, something along the lines of, I love your channel, but I'm unsubscribing because you don't do enough videos. I was like, it's a bit harsh. Obviously, I've had a couple of things I need to do, a few personal issues I needed to sort out, but you're right. I mean, I do normally do a lot more content, but I thought, let me just double check how many videos I've done in the last couple of weeks. And I had a check, and I think it was like 15 videos in 2 weeks. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're right. I normally do like 20 videos, but 15 videos in 2 weeks isn't enough content. Fuck it hell. I'm going to take it as a compliment that you like watching my channel, and 15 videos isn't enough to whet your appetite. So I will try and do more. I think I've put a couple of more up now this evening. So I will try and do a few more just to kind of get you up and back subscribing. So please, if you are that guy and you are watching this video, hit that subscribe button. How dare you unsubscribe for 15 videos in 2 weeks? I mean, I know Hatman does like 30, but fuck that. I can't compete with that. 15 is a lot. All right, let's talk heavyweight boxing for a few minutes. I think fast becoming, probably is, I think, the most exciting division in boxing. There are other divisions, obviously, that are doing their thing, but heavyweights has always been that blue ribbon division. There was a time when, obviously, the welterweights because of Mayweather, sorry, the welterweights because of Mayweather. Before that, Prince Nassim Mohammed. But I think the heavyweights has always been that iconic division. If you love boxing, you always love Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, etc., etc. And I think right now, I think it's got some exciting guys in that division. I think a lot of people, including myself, was obviously upset when AJ lost to Ruiz Jr. Not just from an AJ fan standpoint, but just because I think it slowed the momentum down on that possible massive fight between him and Deontay Wilder. Although, I will say this, I mean, yes, it would have been a big fight, and yes, it probably would have done, I don't know, 2 million pay-per-view buys, etc., etc. But it wasn't, I didn't feel the same way I felt about Floyd versus Pacquiao, or even the first Gennady Golovkin-Canelo fight. I just felt it was two good heavyweights, both with, obviously, knockout power, that would have put on a good show. But I do think we're in a position now where there are 6 or 7 heavyweights that match up well with each other. It's not just about Wilder Joshua. It's not just about Wilder Fury. There are other guys that match up well. So let's speak about those possible matchups. And let me, in my head anyway, have the dream heavyweight scenario where we do get one champion by the end of 2020. I know that sounds very far-fetched, or it might sound very far away, but in my head, it's still very much possible. So although I say a dream scenario, I don't think we're that far away from it. I do think there are almost two different sides, though. There is the WBC side, and we'll talk about that. And then there's the AJ Ruiz and possibly Usyk side. And so it's almost quarterfinals, semifinals, final. That's the way I look at it as well, anyway. What do we have now on this side? So on this side right now, we've got Oscar Rivas versus Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is a favorite, not a big favorite, by the way. It's going to be a tough fight against Rivas, who does come to fight unbeaten. A decent amateur. So that's going to be a tough fight for Dillian Whyte. So we've got that. That's there. And then we've also got, although it hasn't been signed and there might be a problem with it, we don't know, Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Now, I can understand from a casual standpoint if you're upset about that fight. But if you're a real boxing fan, there is no way on this earth you can be upset about Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz as a possible matchup. No way. That was one of the, if not the fight of the year for 2018. Luis Ortiz is still, I know he's a bit older, but he's a fantastic fighter. And Deontay Wilder, we know, is bloody exciting. Whether or not you think he's the most skillful heavyweight or the most technical heavyweight, he is bloody exciting. And that is a great matchup. Now, the reason I say there might be an issue with it is because of what we're hearing about Tyson Fury possibly fighting Deontay Wilder. I don't think that should happen. I think Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder is a good fight, but I would rather see Tyson Fury face the winner of Oscar Rivas, Dillian Whyte. Right? That's the quarterfinals. Ideally, we get to see Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte, Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, the winners match up. The winners match up and they take their place in the final. Right? That's this, again, this is my dream scenario. And again, I don't think this is far away. I think the only person possibly stopping that from happening on that side is Tyson Fury. I mean, Deontay Wilder, we know, will fight Luis Ortiz. It looks like that fight will go down September, October Oscar Rivas versus Dillian White, we know is happening. What, July 12th, is it? And Dillian White has already said he would fight Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said he'll fight Dillian White. The only person stopping that, I think, is Tyson Fury because he's kind of backtracked a little bit now. But that would make sense. The winner goes to the final. On this side, this is all, I wish I had like some sort of board here. On this side, we know we've got Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua set for November or December. We know that fact. It's going to happen. Has to happen. Massive fight now. The WBO recently have said Alexander Usyk is now their mandatory challenger. Their mandatory challenger for the winner of that fight. Again, fantastic matchups. You look, think of all the matchups I've just said. Again, we all wanted AJ versus Wilder, but all these matchups are just fucking outstanding. Outstanding heavyweight fights. And again, if you're a casual fan, they might not appeal to you. If you're a boxing fan, you have to be stupid not to like this. So we've got Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. Winner takes on Usyk in that semi-final. Fucking hell. Come on, people. Come on. Come at me. Usyk versus the winner of Ruiz versus Joshua. Yeah. And then the two winners of almost that side and that side face off each other for all the belts. Now, obviously, there could be an issue where, I don't know, mandatories and, I don't know, crazy voluntaries get involved. But if you're the sanctioning bodies of all these matchups, you want to be involved in these fights. You don't even want to give your belts out to the likes of Pulev or anyone else begging for belts. You want all these guys fighting for your belts. And in the end, we have a final between, I think, and this is maybe a bit disrespectful to Rivas, who I think is maybe floating around number 15. But the other guys are all, I think, the guys that we mention as being the best 7 heavyweights out there right now. I think it's fair to say these are the numero unos, right? In the end, I think on this side, we'll get, fuck me. This is why I like it, because even I'm thinking, who would win that side? Who would win that side? I mean, if Dillian White fights Tyson Fury, that's no gimme, you know. I mean, look, I expect Tyson Fury to win, but that's no gimme. Wilder versus Ortiz, I'm telling you now, is no gimme. No gimme whatsoever. Ortiz is live, very live. And then the winners of those, I'm guessing a lot of people will think that Tyson Fury would win and Wilder will win, and then Wilder Fury. And I guess the logic is that Fury wasn't at his best when he fought Wilder, but I'm hearing Wilder wasn't at his best as well. Those two matchups, Wilder versus Fury, are like, they're kryptonites for each other. Wilder doesn't want a boxer, Fury doesn't want to face a puncher. Always a great fight. On this side, boy, I'm so split on this Ruiz-Joshua thing. I am. My heart says Joshua will steamroll him. My head says Ruiz will just outbox him and will look better. Almost like the Tyson Fury scenario. Came undercooked against Wilder. I think Ruiz came undercooked a bit against Joshua. I think he'll be fitter. I think he'll be stronger. And I think he won't have that same fear of fighting AJ, the giant. He won't have that fear. But I'm still going to go Joshua. And Joshua versus Usyk, fuck me, I don't know. I don't know. But let's be honest, whoever wins this tournament that I'm somehow putting together in my head, crazy. And if you calculate all the dates in terms of when they can fight, we could have one champion by the end of 2020. My question to you all, who will that champion be? Peace.